Hello, it is Harley here at Big Deeds. Alright, guys, I have a little bit more of a somber video for you guys today. Today, I want to talk about COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, although there are many different types of coronaviruses out there. This is a specific strain, a novel coronavirus from Wuhan, China. Okay, so this is a bad vibes warning for you guys. I try to steer clear of the bad vibes as much as possible, but sometimes in life you have to size up the bad vibes before you can tackle them. You got to stare them straight in the face, because only when you know your enemy can you actually defeat it. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of some of the negatives of the coronavirus. And then don't worry, I'll follow this video up with a good vibes video to try to squelch any fears or anything. Let's get right into it. If you are don't feel like you can handle this video, if you feel like you might be emotionally distraught, feel free to pause it or turn it off. I will not fault anyone for doing that. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I had heard about coronavirus since the start of the new year. Around the turn of the decade, I was just hearing little bits and pieces here, but I never really thought much about it. And I would hear people talking about it. I thought it was like they don't need to keep talking about it. Like we've heard about this. Like it's fine. And then it started getting more and more. It was only just recently, not too long ago, that it started to come into the United States. And at first it was just a few cases, and it was all the way in the West Coast. Next thing you know, it was in different cities, and it started to went over to California, New York. And then I found out that there were cases in Maryland, just only in the last week or two, there were some cases in Maryland where I live. And then I found out I was in Rockville, just down the street. This is serious stuff, guys. So, it's gotten into, I listened to President Trump's speech today. It's a national emergency. He declared a national emergency. I'm here. My siblings' schools have closed. I told you in my previous video, I was about to head out to go shredding on the mountain today. WISP was closed. So it's a big deal. They're like, my brother's university's closed. Universities are shutting down. So I was starting to feel like, wow, this is a little more than what I thought it was. And then I heard just only last night Joe Rogan and Michael Osterholm's video. It was then I was starting to think about how it was only last week that I was looking into it, and they were talking about I believe it was last week, where they were talking about how there was about 120 cases in the United States and like 9 deaths. I thought that was pretty alarming. And then this week I hear that it was up to 1,200 earlier this morning, and then I heard it was up to like 1,800 cases. With this morning, when I was hearing, it was like 36 deaths. So yeah, it was like, what, in 1 week it went 10x'd 10 times. Holy smokes! So I listened last night to an interview with Joe Rogan. Oh, it was last night that it was the 1,200 cases, and then today it was up to like 1,800. I listened to an interview with Joe Rogan and Michael Osterholm. And Michael Osterholm is a virology expert. He is an expert on viruses. And he was telling us this is just the tip of the iceberg. People are treating this like it is just like the corona blizzard, like, oh, it'll be gone in 2 or 3 days. But he says, no, this is not. This is more like the corona winter. So it's going to be months. This is just the start. It is a highly infectious disease. The incubation period is long. That means that people can be transmitting the disease, often shedding 10 times the viral particles of other common viruses. Before they give off symptoms, before they're showing symptoms, they're shedding the viral particles. So the people can be having an incubation period, which is where you do not have symptoms, but you're shedding. And 97% of the cases have an incubation period of 11 and a half days or less. But there is an average incubation period of 5 days. So here are some sobering numbers, some stats for you. Over the next 3 to 7 months, according to the experts' predictions, we can expect to see this disease to be 10 to 15 times as bad as a common influenza spread. Because a lot of people will say, there's a lot more people that die from the flu, which is true. There's been, like my dad was saying, there's a lot more people that have died from the flu this year, which is true. But the flu is already towards the end of its cycle. We're getting towards the end of the flu season. And this is just starting. And it's going to be a long one, a long corona winter, unfortunately. We can expect, according to the experts' predictions, to see 48 million hospitalizations. We can expect to see 96 million cases of coronavirus. And this is the most sobering one. 480,000 deaths. That's almost 500,000 deaths globally within the next 3 to 7 months. Okay. Italy is shut down in northern parts of Italy, in Milan. They have so many people in the suites and they can't care for them all. The workers are forced to work. Even if they have contracted coronavirus, they're not even screening the workers. They're forcing them to continue to work unless they have severe symptoms, in which case they won't. They will not be forced to work. It has gotten so bad in that area that in hospitals, they're deciding who and who not to let die because they can't keep everyone alive. I'm sorry, guys. This is some bad vibes, but we just have to get the facts out the way before we try to crush it with positivity. Okay, we know kids don't get it. Like out of the cases, like 2% of them are kids. So that's good. That's a good vibe. But people are thinking, oh, it's just an old person's disease. No, there's middle-aged people that are suffering from this disease. It's not just an old people disease. Risk factors. A lot of people in China have died. A lot of people that are smoking. They've seen a lot of the older men in China are smokers. They smoke the cigarettes. And they have a very much higher prevalence of this disease and death from this disease as compared to the women of their same age group who are not big smokers. What's another risk factor? If you have respiratory problems, if you're obese, if you're immunocompromised, obviously those are bad signs of poor health. Stay healthy, my friends. Okay. So now, after we talk about the some of that stuff, I'll leave you guys with a little bit of grain of positivity. Before our next video, we're gonna crush it with positivity. We just have to get these bad vibes out the way before you gotta size up some of the bad vibes just to get the facts. So here's some of the good things. Okay, first off, don't panic. Panic is never a good thing. What does it do? You just running around like a chicken with your head cut off? No, you gotta be reasonable. You've gotta be calm and collected and just know what you need to do and execute quickly without running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Okay, stay safe and healthy. Okay. Stay exercising, get your nutrients, take your nootropics, your vitamins, your supplements. Just be as healthy as you can. Get your dang sleep. Sleep is so important, okay? Don't take all the toilet paper off the shelves, okay? Leave some for the others. Make sure you don't be selfish during this time. Help the other people in need. If you can be healthy, you can be a superhero for the other people. Think about the others. Consider the others. Don't spread the virus. So, like, don't be going to all these public events and putting yourself in harm's way, catching that virus and then being spreading to others. If you don't have the virus, don't put yourself in those situations. If you are out in public for whatever reason, wash your hands. Wash your hands before you eat. Wash your hands when you get home. Use antibacterial soap and then use moisturizer so that you don't dry out your skin. Be considerate of others. Spread the good vibes. Spread the love. Stay happy. If you're positive and happy, your immune system is better. Because when you're depressed, your immune system is low. Stay happy. Spread those good vibes. Okay. Eat meat. If you can get on a carnivore diet, do it. The more meat you eat, the better. There's stuff in meat that helps you to fight the coronavirus. Yes. Look into the Wim Hof method. The Wim Hof method helps people to prevent illness. I will do other videos about how the carnivore diet can hack your immunity and how the Wim Hof method can hack your immunity to help prevent some of the, specifically geared toward, like, I've seen stuff about how meat can specifically help you to prevent coronavirus. I'll do another video on that. So make sure you stay happy and good vibes only. I'm sorry for some of these troubling things, but stay positive. I love y'all, and I really like you a lot. All right, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to pump up these good vibes real high so we can crush some of these bad vibes facts. So stay strong, okay? We're going to get through this together. Stay watching Big Deeds and stay doing the most.